Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Kuma's Kitchen. So what have we got here tonight? Well, fantastic winter dish. And this is inspired by Colcannon. Colcannon is the Irish dish of cabbage, potatoes, and corned beef. But rather than making a regular Colcannon, I made this as a gratin. As you know me, I like to change recipes around. So a traditional Colcannon is made with mashed potatoes and stuff. I've got layers of sliced potatoes, more of a gratin style. I've used some Panko breadcrumbs, so let's get a little Japanese into the Irish here on top. But I did use some real corned beef and cabbage, lots of cabbage, as you're going to see when we go into the kitchen. And let's have a little taste. This is still pretty hot, pretty molten, but So you got potatoes, and that corned beef coming in there. And of course, this is something that you probably wouldn't find in a traditional Colcannon, but lots of Gouda cheese in here too, because you know I love my cheese. All right, so let's go in the kitchen and make an Irish Colcannon gratin. To make our Irish Colcannon gratin, what we've got here across the front, I've got half a teaspoon each of salt and pepper, 1 egg, a 1/4 cup of butter, and here, this is corned beef. Now, that's one 340 gram or 12 ounce can of corned beef, and it looks just like that. It comes in a can like this, actually a product of Uruguay, made by Libby, McNeil, and Libby. I know there's other corned beefs, but this is the one I've always seen. I remember this even as a kid. I don't think it's changed at all. So that's what's in there. 1 canful. We're going to break that up afterwards. Now over here, this is 1 onion. That's been quartered and then thinly sliced. A 1/2 cup of Panko breadcrumbs. Here, 1.5 pounds or 680 grams of potatoes and thinly sliced, about a quarter inch, 1/8 of an inch, or about 2 millimeters. I want to keep them pretty even, actually. A little bit off is okay, but I want to keep them evenly sized so they cook nicely evenly. All right, over here, 12 ounces or 340 grams of Gouda cheese, grated. Across the back, that is a 1/2 head of cabbage. It's just been shredded up. I cut it thicker than I would for a coleslaw. Like a coleslaw, I'd cut it really finely, but this is probably going across about 6-7 millimeters, a little over a 1/4 inch or so thick. That's just perfect. And then here, I've got 1.5 cups of heavy cream. That's that 35% or so cream that I use. Now, first thing I want to do, notice we're going to cook everything in this one pot. Yeah, that looks a lot, but it will cook down once we soften it up a bit. So we're going to have the one cast iron pot because it's going to go in the oven afterwards. And what I'm going to do right now is I bring it up, but not my usual medium heat. I'm using medium low this time. All right, what I want to do in the medium low is I'm going to add the butter in there. We'll start melting that butter. And once that butter is melted, then we're going to add some ingredients. So let's get that happening first. All right, that butter is melted. So what's going to go in now is the onion. And that mountain of cabbage. Oh, that's barely going to fit in there, isn't it? Man, that is a lot of cabbage. And then, get you on here. That better cook it down, hadn't it? But we're not going to fit everything else in here. All right, going to get the salt and the pepper in here. And I'm going to cook this slowly. I say medium to medium low for about 15 minutes. And once it starts cooking down a bit, every once in a while I gotta stir that, and of course start stirring that salt and pepper into there. But right now, it's just gonna make a mess. So, working around a little bit. I'm gonna throw a lid on there for a couple minutes, steam it up a bit. What I wanna do is just wanna soften all the onion, and I wanna soften the cabbage. I don't really wanna brown it much, I just wanna soften it. So I'll see you back here in 15 minutes. All right, that's been cooking away there. I've been stirring it every once in a while. Look at that. It'll cook down to about half of what it was before, so now I see it's gonna fit in the pot. All right, so that was about 15 minutes. What I wanna do now is use this to break up that, let's get some of these things off to the side here. How about we just put you over there for right now, okay? So I don't end up knocking it over. All right. Just got to break up this corned beef into small pieces, well, chunks anyway, small chunks I should say. And then add it in here. And then we're going to break it up some more and in to the cabbage. Oh, there's a piece of onion. All right, break it up as we go. I'm going to cook this like this, just breaking this up and getting it throughout the cabbage for about 3, 4, 5 minutes. And then I'll be back, and that's where we're going to layer up our gratin. Well, that's a little hot. Okay, all right, see you back here in a couple minutes. All right, look at that. So now I've been mixing around, and now I've got the corned beef mixed throughout the cabbage. That's looking absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna take that off the heat now. What I wanna do is take about 2/3 of this cabbage and corned beef mixture out of the pot. Yeah, without making a big mess. Should have brought a spoon in, but this works. It's just roughly a little bit more, and that should be about, yeah. So we got about 1/3 left in there. What we're gonna do that is just smooth it out across the bottom. Make a layer. And then I'm gonna take about, I think it's a little bit more than 1/3 still in there. There we go. Yeah, that's about right. All right, I want to take about 1/3 of those potatoes and just spread them across there, all laying down. So first I'm just going to throw them in there, but then smooth them out a little bit, kind of layer them out across there like you would for any gratin. Alright, this looks like it's about 1/3 of that. Alright, now what I want to do is take some of that cheese and just a bit of it. Not 1/3, because I'm going to want to save some of the cheese for the very top. Well, I guess it's about 1/3, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that would be the top layer. Okay, about 1/3. And just spread that across there. Now, I have a bit of a conundrum here because I don't have any more big bowls. So I'm going to move this into a smaller bowl so I can use this to mix up my egg and cream. So it's okay. Still got just in. It's all gonna get mixed together anyway. So crack an egg. Crack my egg in here. All right. Oh, it's another one of those beautiful eggs with a nice orange yolk. And just first of all, I'm gonna beat that egg. So notice I'm just adding one egg. Usually, if I was making like say a thick, it's like a quiche or something like that. I'd have maybe 4 or 5 eggs and less cream. But in this case, it's just 1 egg and a whole bunch of cream. It's just to give it a little bit of body. Not much, just a bit, which is going to make it absolutely fantastic. All right, so I'll mix that in there. And now what I'm going to do, just a little bit of this. I want to pour some of this through here. There we go. About a third. Then the next third, so now it's just going to be layers. Third of a layer of third of the cabbage mix, third of the potato, third of the cheese, third of this. Yeah, let's get that done. Now, for this last layer of cheese, I'm going to throw the panko in there. It's going to give it a little bit of a crust on top. Just going to toss that around a bit. And let's get that up on top here. So we're going to spread the cheese and panko breadcrumbs around the top. All right. Get that even out across there. Look at that. See? Before, just the cabbage filled this right up. Now we can get everything in here. Absolutely perfect. That's going to be a fantastic Colcannon Gratin. All right. So now I've got the leftover cream and egg mixture. Just kind of pour that across the top here. That's all going to bubble up around there anyways. So just kind of get that spread across a bit without making a mess. Okay, that'll do. All right. What I want to do now, it's going to go in the oven there. An hour and a half of baking. Right? There's a lot there, so we don't bake through. So for the first, oh, look at that. Very good. For the first hour, you're going to cover it, bake it, not cover it, bake it covered. Keep that steam in there and all. Don't want to burn the top either. And then for the last half hour, we're going to take the cover off and bake it uncovered. So at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius, this is going to be absolutely steaming hot when it finally does come out of the oven. So you're going to want to bake this a little bit before dinner so you can just let it set a little bit and get down to where it's less than volcanic for eating. All right. Okay, so let's go in the oven. An hour. And then take the cover off. Then a half an hour. I'll see you when it's done. Ha ha! That's hot! All right. That is one heavy mass of Colcannon Gratin. Gratin? Anyways, yeah, that's looking really good. It looked like the browning going on around the edges here and across the top. The crustiness, you've got the Panko breadcrumbs in there and the cheese, so that's just going to be absolutely fantastic. Now it's a little early to dig in, but I do want to see what's in there, and we want to see it, right? So let's see if we can dig in there without making too much of a mess. Move it off to one side here just a little bit. Get that over here. All right. Ooh. Oh yes. All right. Yeah, it really should sit for a while. It's going to be a bit juicier than it should be right now because it hasn't sat. But out it goes. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's looking good. That's looking tasty. Yeah. Usually what you want to do is let it sit about 10-15 minutes, set up a little bit, and then serve it. And also it'll be a little easier on the tongue. And at this point right now, that's just steaming right now. Remember, that's been an hour and a half in an oven. So it's hot. But there we go. My version of an Irish Colcannon Gratin. Looking good. All right, so if you liked my version of this Colcannon Gratin from a guy who's never been to Ireland, even though he is of Irish descent, hey, I think the Irish descent gives me 50% chance of being right on this, right? But anyways, it smells good. It's going to be delicious. It may not be authentic. Who cares? We don't go for authenticity here. We go for fusion. So, if you like what you're seeing, if you like this recipe, stick around and check out on the channel. There's a lot more Kevin Riley original fusion recipes here. And make sure you subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss any when they come out every week. And hey, if you're loving these recipes and you want to keep seeing more and more and more of these, please consider becoming a patron. You know, for as little as $3 a month, you're supporting all this, and I can keep making these recipes for you. All right, now go make this. Make winter fantastic and make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen.